foreign show. We'll be seeing you on that foreign show. We'll be seeing you. We'll be seeing you every Friday here at TFS. That foreign show. We'll be seeing you on that foreign show. We'll be seeing you. We'll be seeing you every Friday here at TFS. That foreign show. We'll be seeing you on that foreign show. We'll be seeing you. We'll be seeing you every Friday here at TFS. That foreign show. We'll be seeing you on that foreign show. We'll be seeing you. We'll be seeing you every Friday here at TFS. That foreign show. We'll be seeing you on that foreign show. We'll be seeing you. We'll be seeing you every Friday here at TFS. That foreign show. We'll be seeing you on that foreign show. We'll be seeing you. We'll be seeing you every Friday here at TFS. That foreign show. We'll be seeing you on that foreign show. We'll be seeing you. We'll be seeing you every Friday here at TFS.
Hola, soy Luis Flores. Te espero todos los viernes en punto de las 9 de la noche, tiempo del Centro de México, en mi programa Momentos de Espiritualidad, donde platicaremos sobre temas como ángeles, sanaciones, seres de luz y demás temas tan interesantes. ¿En dónde? En ADN Wellness, activando tus sentidos y tu espíritu.
Hola, yo soy Javi Gamboa y te invito a que no te pierdas todos los jueves en punto de las 9 de la noche Naked Lunch con lo mejor del rock y el metal, el soundtrack de tu vida, entrevistas y mucho más. Ayúdanos a desnudar a nuestros invitados por ADR Networks, activando tus sentidos. Yeah.
Hola, soy Jonathan Tonatiuh y te atrapo los martes a las 4 de la tarde aquí para conocer el mundo del teatro. Vamos a viajar por noticias, estrenos, información y muchas cortesías. ¿Sabes en dónde? En ADR Networks, activando tus sentidos.
Hola, nosotros somos
Ramón Martínez
y César Alcántara y te invitamos todos los jueves en punto de las 4 de la tarde en tu programa De la Muerte a la Vida,
con temas espirituales que te fortalecerán en tu crecimiento a la madurez espiritual por ADR Networks y ADR Wellness,
activando tus sentidos. No faltes.
Te esperamos.
That foreign show. We'll be seeing you on that foreign show. We'll be seeing you. We'll be seeing you every Friday here at TFS. That foreign show. We'll be seeing you on that foreign show. We'll be seeing you. We'll be seeing you every Friday here at TFS. That foreign show. We'll be seeing you on that foreign show. We'll be seeing you. We'll be seeing you every Friday here at TFS. That foreign show. We'll be seeing you on that foreign show. We'll be seeing you. We'll be seeing you every Friday here at TFS. That foreign show. We'll be seeing you on that foreign show. We'll be seeing you. We'll be seeing you every Friday here at TFS. That foreign show. We'll be seeing you.
Las opiniones expresadas en este programa son responsabilidad exclusiva de quienes las emiten y no representan necesariamente el pensamiento o alguna posición oficial de este medio de comunicación.
ADR Networks presenta.
This is Celestine Angel.
And I'm Isaac Crouch.
And this is...
Foreign Show! On that foreign show.
Yes, y'all. Welcome to the Foreign Show.
What's up, people? I'm Celestine Angel.
I'm Isaac Rakesh.
And we are here on ADR Networks.
Activating your senses. Yes,
Right,
yes.
Yeah. So, as you know, or maybe you don't know, we are the vocalist of Illuminary.
Yep.
And Isaac's the rapper.
Yep.
I am the singer, and in this segment, we like to let you know, your hosts, what we are about, what we do, a little bit of background about us, and update like what we have been busy doing here in Mexico for like this week.
Yes. Are you ill, Illuminary, aka Illuminary Macru? That is our slogan, and that's something that we're kind of rocking with recently, you know. And yes, so we're gonna, that's a good idea. Let's get into that with them.
Yeah, sort of like, are you ill or are you luminary? It actually translates to, are you awake? And the idea of awakening is the awakening of the soul, you know, like to not live life just going through motion, but very consciously. And that's mainly what our message and the kind of art that we put out is about. Because, you know, we put spirituality as top in our life, and art is the vehicle for us to explore life spiritually. So this is what basically our project is all about, is to stay conscious about us as spiritual beings being here experiencing.
Yes. And also the subject of our songs is also, you know, we like to talk about these things also, right? And also you know, a lot of times it's stuff that we kind of, you know, stuff that we're kind of understanding or studying. That's kind of what we tend to make our songs about, you know, right? Or it kind of happens that way on its own, actually.
Yeah, because we're just studying life, you know. We are we just want to grow. We are just experiencing, and every single thing that happens, we process it through our art. Okay, so like a little bit about this week. Well, we're actually working on a soundtrack for a documentary that we've been hired to do. And we've actually been busy doing that, and this week we are just trying to like update our DAW, which what we are using is Ableton, if you're interested to know. And we are diving into this whole production thing, and really getting into like, you know, when you're doing a soundtrack, you're really getting into emotion. So that's what we are doing. It's funny because, you know, like when we came to Mexico, we started doing a lot of acting. I mean, Isaac has been doing acting from before, but right now, like it's totally like, you know, like the whole artistic process for us is just like the study of emotion. You know, like emotion becomes not something that you just get sucked into, but something that it becomes like healing for you. You know, like you can go into sadness and you can still detach from the sadness, and you can understand what it's about. Like basically composing the songs for the soundtrack. It has that the spiritual process as well. Do you see?
Why don't you tell us a bit about that? You know, about the process of how you actually create the soundtrack. You know.
Yeah, like I mean, if like this part of the soundtrack requires like a more sad drop into it, like you want everyone to kind of feel what the character is feeling, and if we are doing that, like I need to connect to my sad place, right? And at the same time, I'm not sad, so like I was thinking about it a lot. But it's not like I can't access the sadness, and that is not where I want to be. So there is still also rebirth and transformation within creating the sadness. It's really interesting, basically. Well, when I get more thoughts about it, as I continue to work on this, I will share with you guys if you're interested to know. So, like one last thing that I think that we should mention here is that we are looking out for sponsors who are interested to like connect with a foreign audience, or like we also chat with like basically, like for example, today our guest is actually a Mexican friend, and she's going to share with us what her experience working in a cruise ship, traveling the world on the high seas, what that has been like.
Yes.
So sometimes we do invite like locals as well to discuss their foreign experience, because the whole thing is just about growth, putting yourself out into the unknown, and we are all studying together, you know.
That foreign experience, right? That's
Mhm.
that's kind of like the key of
That foreign.
of our show, you know.
Mhm.
Kind of one of the elements that we like to tap into with people, with regards to their traveling experience, or you know, just their experience of life in general, you know, as they go about and do their thing.
Right.
Like today's show, as we're gonna talk to Pamela, right, who is a good friend, and yeah, talk to her also about what that must have been like to actually kind of switch her career in a way, right? Like from being
Yeah, for like temporarily, right?
Yes.
She stopped doing what she usually does in Mexico City. Probably she has contracts in different restaurants and bars and singing there. Because what we are talking about is that a fellow singer, because you know we are also singers, and like she stopped her usual career routine, and she went onto the ship. Okay.
Yes,
So it seems
and-
our guest is here.
Yep.
Could we have her on, please?
Oh my. Hello.
And here we go.
I don't know what happened. Do you see me as well?
Um,
Like in
Spinning.
Hello.
Like honestly, when we're spinning, I don't even know if we can be heard.
Hello.
Hi,
Hi.
Pamela.
Hi.
Oh,
I'm here.
You probably need to flip your camera.
Yeah, let me see.
Are you able to hear us well?
Now you are.
Yes.
Okay, awesome. We see you now.
Perfect. Hello. Hello. Hello.
Hello, hello.
Welcome.
How are
welcome
you
to the show.
guys? Nice to see
We
you.
are great.
We are very good.
Nice to see you. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the
yeah,
show.
welcome to
Thank
That
you,
Foreign
thank you.
Show.
Yes.
Now we are going to discuss your foreign experience.
Mhm. We were just telling the people actually, like you know, about you and about how you kind of switch your careers from singing here in the city and doing gigs like that to playing shows on the ship, right? What do you tell us a bit about that?
Yeah.
Yes, well, first of all, it was a big challenge in many ways. Of course, leaving a lot of my economic and finance security here. But at the same time, it was 2020, so it was right after pandemic. So it wasn't so hard because of that. It was kind of a good decision to take, and I believe the cruise ships companies were looking a lot in that time for musicians to fill up their spaces, because it was they were just coming back. A lot of people was very very scared, and they have some experiences where the pandemic started, so they had to stop cruise ships in the middle of the ocean, right? So it was a challenging time, right?
Right.
In my case, I was recommended by an ex-boyfriend, and yeah, I decided to take it because as you you know me a bit more, guys, but in my context, I've been out of my house since I was 16 or 17, and I've never been since, I mean, until that time, I've never traveled out of my country, right?
Right.
So for me, it was there was like many different factors that made me take that decision.
So, like, maybe you could just tell us, like, which countries you visited while on the seas.
Yeah, well, I went to the States, of course, because it's the port.
So near.
It was the port for Royal Caribbean. To Bahamas, Islas Cayman. That was my first contract. It was just here in America. And the second one was Europe, Mediterranean.
Oh, that's nice.
It was Greece, Italy,
Can't remember.
1 second.
But like how many countries? Like generally you have
Like
been-
5.
Wow.
Like 5.
Okay.
I have them here anyway. Croatia,
Croatia, okay.
and Spain. Croatia and Spain and well, Rome and all of that.
So each contract that you did, like, is one cruise or something. Like, how long was the contract for?
5 months. It is usually 6 months. As a musician of venues, of course. It's usually 6 or 5 months. That's the long contract. Sometimes I did like replacements, right? They have this modality that somebody is missing, so you go and you just fulfill like 1 or 2 months. I did that once too. But long contracts, I did 2 complete.
Okay. 5 months is not so bad, right? Like, you don't feel like so stuck on the seas and
And it's changing, right? Always. I mean, like you're always in a different location or different people, so it always feels new or fresh for you.
In some things, because it's usually the musicians on the ship are rotating constantly, right? But the cruises are usually in the same schedule for 2 months, for example. So you go and you do the same itinerary for 4 weeks, and then you change and you do the next. So for me, going around and visiting different countries, it was usually having to know the country, but having to go back. Like I was never able to say, just once we have an overnight on Greece, like that you can stay and you can live the nightlife of the place, right? But it's usually you arrive at 9 and you have to leave at 5 or things like that. So you have the chance to know, yeah, but only during daytime.
The daytime, okay. So tell us, maybe you can tell us a bit about what it must be like on board the ship. Is everything very, obviously they have to follow a schedule very strictly. But for you guys, or how does it work out for you with like living and also working, at the same time, same place?
Well, it was a bit different than I was expected, because as a crew member, you go as a mariner, it can be said, right? It's not just your work that you have to do. It's not just singing or dancing or your actual profession, right? You go as a crew member, so you have to do a lot of trainings on security. You have to know everything about the ship. You have to know the ship exactly, like where everything is, because of course, being a floating hotel around, you need it can be very dangerous too. They give you a lot of trainings about all the dangers that going overseas. Right? So it can be many things. It can be weather, it can be like crashing with other, like it can be anything. They at the beginning it's very interesting because they give you a lot of trainings and they show you all like the worst tragedies that had happened on ships, right?
Wow.
Right.
Okay.
So
They scare you first.
yeah. It's like, okay, but what am I having it now that I am here? You let me know before I could decide if I am capable if I'm fit for duty or not.
Okay, wait. Tell us about the worst case scenario. I'm thinking of Somalian pirates, right? Pirates or something.
Actually, they tell you that there are pirates. It's a danger as well. So you need to know, like you need to be checking on the people that it's even inside, like it's a danger as well, the pirates. Of course, it's not as often, right? And there are some areas of the world where that happened the most. But yeah, it can be a danger. But I think that the worst thing, I don't remember honestly the name of the ship, but it's a ship that the worst tragedy is ones that totally sink. Like a lot of people die. and they are showing you that they are having a dinner. They show you the videos from the security cameras and everything, and the captain and whatever. Even the captain was like, he totally saved himself and leave all the crew members and the passengers inside, and he saved himself. So he, of course, he was put in jail. Yeah, there was a lot of things because nobody's expecting, like with the Titanic, right? Nobody's expecting that something like that is going to happen. So yeah, those type of things are very interesting to start understanding when you first go into the ship, right?
Yeah.
And that it's of course the job, it's enjoyable. Like I like to be singing and everything, but honestly, most of it, it's like you are their it's like they own you a bit. They own all your time, like 24/7, right? If there is something that it needs to be done, they call you to your cabin at any time. So it's a job. It's 24/7. That thing, I think it's the most challenging for some minds because it's like being on the job all the time. And even as an artist, like you know, guys, right? You go to the gig and you talk with the people and you go like in your artist persona, right? And then you go back home and everything goes normal. But in the ship, it's not like that. In the ship, the crew members, like all the other departments, are watching you. So I remember I used to, I don't know, I woke up and then I go to have breakfast or whatever, and then the people that is there is watching me. Oh, she's there, she's not, and like, so it's a lot of gossiping. Like it's you're living with 800 people for a specific amount of time, so it's very little space for everything to be happening. So anything that could happen on land in I don't know, in 6 months, it happened in 1 month or 2 months. Like the level of intimacy you start having with the people, right? Because you are living with them. So that's very interesting.
That must be fun too, right? Because it becomes like your community and you feel very close because you're together.
Yeah, exactly. You make friends very fast. And you make frenemies very fast as well.
Because you're so like in close quarters every day, right? So you get irritated with each other.
Yeah, exactly. You know everything. You live with them. The cabins, well, I mean, in the cruise that I was, I know that now there are new modalities, and it's just for maybe. It depends of the size of the ship. The ships that I did, I used to share my cabin. So it's a small cabin and there's 2 people.
Oh, wow.
Always have a roommate.
That's tough.
And if the roommate happened to have a boyfriend or whatever,
it becomes a part of your life.
Deal with it.
You have
to deal with it. Yeah. It's very interesting because it's like, I'm sorry, I'm in here and I'm with my boyfriend and we have to like that. So can you just wait a bit outside?
I am sure. You know the signal.
Yeah, the sock on the door.
Yeah.
Man, wow, yeah, that sounds intense.
Yeah.
You know, and so some of these people, I mean, I can imagine you are not just living with them close, but the people who are on the ship, you know, they see you many times, right? You know, during the whole thing. So obviously it's a bit different from a normal kind of a show relationship with the audience, because maybe they see you one night and that's it, right? Next night is a different night, it's a fresh thing. In your experience, what do you feel is it more difficult? Is it easier for you, or you know, how do you feel about this, like this new dynamic? You
know? Well, with the crew, it's fine. I mean, they start knowing you. Sometimes they give you some advice. Sometimes they tell you are singing the same, learn something new. Right? That's the difficult thing, to be able to be renewing content the whole time, right? For the crew, crew specifically. And sometimes for the passengers as well, because many of the people that go to the cruise, that goes to the cruise, especially in the States, they go back all the time. I start noticing that when I start seeing the same people and the same people, and it's like, why is happening that? Yeah, because all of the retirement people in the States, it seems that it's cheaper to be living in the cruise.
Yes, I read this. I was gonna
than to be paying the rent. So they go back and they don't even go out. There are many of them. They don't even go out to the ports. They stayed. They go there because they want to be entertained. They have a lot of activities. It's very interesting, and it's very intense too, because many people go there just to. I'm gonna be a bit dark with this, but to die, to wait for that. So that is challenging as well, because me as an artist and as sensitive as I am, you feel the energy, right? And sometimes it's like, it's like a melancholy, right? And they ask you for some specific songs, but I can say that most of the times the people, it's very open to and very grateful, and they admire a lot. That's one of the things that I notice first when I start working on cruise ships, because I was very used to be working here, where it's almost like the standards are always like, it's very hard to please people sometimes, right? In some specific audiences here, but in the ship, they are willing to receive, right? And they know that you are from other countries. So they are usually, I mean, not all the time, of course. I have some bad experiences as well, but they are usually nice. They are usually very, very open and very outspoken, telling you are very talented, you are very this. So actually, when I come back like feeling, as an artist, feeling way more confident about myself. Because of that, because the people give you a lot of nice energy. They give you tips. When you pass holidays like Christmas or New Year's, whatever, the people, it's so cheery, right? Christmas is a very interesting time because you have all of nationalities inside, right? So you have Indian type of it's
I can imagine.
very interesting. So they do Catholic mass, they do Christian mass, they do Jewish mass. Like you see the whole, like it's a piece of the whole world in a little boat.
Yeah,
right?
that's very interesting, right?
That is very interesting.
It's exactly the foreign experience that we are discussing, no?
Yeah.
Like, so, okay, besides all the retired people, I'm sure there's a large percentage of retired people, it seems. Like, what other people have you noticed has been like a trend or a pattern that they go to these cruise ships? Like families a lot, I'm sure.
Yeah, families. Usually families. It depends, of course. It's usually in the States. There are a lot of course, retired people, but a lot of families with kids. A lot of kids, especially it depends on the season. If it's a holiday, it's way more full of kids, for example. And the kids say it's very nice to play with them. Especially, I went as a Latin duo, but I was very versatile. Like I was doing 80s, 90s, 60s, 70s, when there was not too much Latin audience, but I had my Latin audience as well, right? So sometimes I used to mix, and sometimes I used to play Latin and the kids and everybody, like I was trying to get everybody into the Latin music, right?
Yeah, that sounds fun.
It's a very good experience and very challenging as well to have an audience from different places of the world, because we all react to different different ways, right? European people, for example, that is usually Europeans are used, very old people as well, but a lot of like millennials, right? Like millennials as well that are just enjoying. Like it's very it's a wide, it's very different in every place. But yeah, I used to play at the pool as well, and in the pool that it's outside, where the people is like just having fun at the pool and taking sunbaths and all of that, and it's a different vibe as well. Like it's the same people, but it's a different vibe. You need to you need to bring an energy that it's chill for everybody. That's the challenging thing as a musician. Because of course, for example, in Europe, Italians, specifically for me, I will not say that all Italians are like that, but Italians are like very in my experiences there, they were like, play something in Italian, right? And I'm like, yeah, I speak Spanish. I am Mexican. I do English and Spanish. I don't sing too much on Italian. And Italians, no, but sing this. Right?
Italiano, you know, like
Yeah, parlo Italiano. I just know some opera areas, but I will not sing opera here because it's not the vibe. So can you understand, right? So that's the challenging thing, having to please a wide audience. Cultural backgrounds, right?
Managing them, right? It's like you have to say no and you have to be smiling while saying no. There's like, like we actually had a guest who was also working on a cruise ship. He was a DJ, but on the cruise ship, he was working as an entertainer. So like we were talking about like what you were saying, like constantly he has to be entertaining 24/7 because he has to keep his face on, right? Yeah,
and he was saying like that part was a bit like tiring, you know, like
tiring for the mind, right? Because you're like in a role the whole time.
Yeah,
in a
of
role.
course.
Yeah, you know,
it's emotionally draining. Yeah. Because you could be going, and I think that it's everywhere, right? As a musician, especially as somebody like me that does a lot of hueso and versátil, right?
What's that?
That you need, like as an entertainer, like you need to be always like, and sometimes you don't feel like that, right?
Yes.
Yeah, totally. We
That's training. That's training, of course, and of course the cultural incompatibilities as well.
What do you tell us a bit about that? Tell us, like you mentioned the Italian one, right? Like you're doing songs, and then the Italian people are like, hey, why don't you play this? And I can imagine the different nationalities. I can imagine maybe some
like how the different nationalities are.
Yeah, okay. Can you
generalizations, of course.
Yeah, why don't you tell us a bit more? Do you have more of these kind of?
Yeah. Well, I can say about the passengers and I can say about the crew members, right? Especially the entertaining department. That it's the one that we as musicians are spending most of the time, right? Like having meetings and doing trainings and all of that. What I can say, it's that European, especially I used to the orchestra in my first contract, half of them were Ukrainians, 2 Russians, and a Brazilian one, the guitar player that became my boyfriend, and Argentinian, like it was like 30% Latin, right? And 70% European in the same orchestra. That was very interesting to watch, to see, to experience, because I do believe we as Latin people, we struggle in some particular things in our countries. So we tend to be more, we tend to tolerate more, like when the bosses or when the company tries to abuse a bit, you may say, right?
Okay.
And Europeans are not like that. Ukrainians, Russians, they immediately start complaining. Like they are very confrontative, right? So as I remember having this conversation with some people, right? Like perceiving these patterns between the cultures, because of course I would believe that we as Latin, we can learn from that. We need to be more confrontative.
Perceptive.
But I will say that them need to be a bit more, like we need to find the
Balance.
A balance, right?
like to have a sweet spot, right?
That's really interesting, yeah, because the sweet spot. I mean, you can always take good things from one side, and you know,
Yeah.
and balance it with the so-called bad things, right? Like
Yeah.
this thing that you mentioned. Yeah, we talk about this topic also. You know, a bit about I mean about the local culture here, about how maybe Latin culture also in general, they are very nice in a way. I mean, when I say nice, I mean they come with a warm energy. You know, it's and that can sometimes you know, it's not maybe not harmonious when you're trying to get something.
Like it's very empathetic, right? I'm like the Latin
Yeah.
culture is like I think the
Yeah.
most empathetic people I've ever met will be here in Mexico.
Yes,
You know?
I would say that also.
Yeah. And
But
then
it
at the
can
same
turn
time-
very, I'm sorry, continue. I'm sorry,
No,
continue.
no, don't worry. Inject.
Yeah, but as I see, it can turn very easily in like a people-pleasing behavior.
Yeah, like if it goes
Like
too
I
far,
know.
right? Yeah.
It's like we are warm, we are always, and actually in the ship, it's usually the Latin people that it's the more inclusive one. Europeans used to make their groups.
Okay, yeah.
It was very hard for them to include somebody else. But it's usually Latin people, the ones that are, hey, come with us and sing salsa and sing cumbia and come to party with us and let's go outside. And it's usually us. They are used to be. And I will tell you, I would like to share this specific experience because I think it's a very particular one on the cruise ship that I
please.
think I have. When in my first contract, exactly after pandemic, and having this orchestra of Ukrainians and Russians, and then suddenly the war to Ukraine began, right?
Wow, yeah.
So that was very very intense experience for me because of course I'm not in the country, but I've never been in my life in the position of talking to somebody that their country it's having that experience. It's having something like that. Like, yeah, I am here, but my family, it's somewhere where there are some bombs crashing, right? So talking with them, like they immediately, so that's when you start understanding too, like the human nature. We can be very different in our context and the way that we deal and the way that we connect with other cultures, right? But I think it's always grief. It's always very powerful in many ways. Of course, in many sad and tragic ways, but they start opening again. I will say they start noticing how we were reacting. Like I will believe Ukrainians and Russians used to be like very, very close, like a very, very tough as well, right?
Yeah.
Very tough. No, I'm fine. Everything is fine and do whatever. And I remember being with my friends of the orchestra, like, hey, I mean, you don't fool me. This is something very tough. If you need help, if you need to talk, if you need us to be helping you, like we all like, and I remember them being very surprised of my reactions, right? I remember them being very like, really? Why? But why do you care so much? And I was like, because we are humans. Like,
yeah, exactly.
Like, why are you so surprised?
The most
right?
natural thing, yeah.
So I have this at least warm experience that I left a nice seed of empathy, right? Because some of them were very, very close, and at the end of the contract, they changed. So the experience actually made me learn a lot from them.
Right.
But I think they learn a lot from the Latin culture as well. I know some of them specifically, they start being way more open. They start being like more like when you adopt, this may sound not so nice, but like when you adopt a pet that it has been abused or something, and then they like progressively start being like more loving, more caring, showing more emotion. I don't know. I don't know. I will believe
like
like slowly opening up.
Of course, I know it's a very tough experience what they were going through. I remember one thing. We were having a reunion, and the piano player of the orchestra came to me. He was a bit drunk already, and he came to me and he showed me his phone, and he was like, "Look, this is a map. They are throwing bombs here, and my family, it's like in this area exactly that was very close, right?" And he was showing me that, like, no, and he was a bit angry. He was sad, but he was angry, but he was drunk. It was the whole mix.
Yeah.
But I totally lose it. I start crying out, but bad. Like I was, no, how is this possible? Like I was totally having a panic attack. It wasn't even my fan, but I was like, it cannot be. Why humanity is like this, right? Why do you have to be going of something like this? I could not imagine myself being on the cruise and knowing that my family it's in that danger, right?
Yeah.
So I totally relate to that, but in a how could this be possible? And I start crying. I began crying, and like just being very, very sad and he I remember he looked at me and he looked at my boyfriend and he was like, I think I broke Pamela.
Yeah, but I mean, it is really crazy because like they are working, they're doing their day to day, and meanwhile, it's bombs and it's complete chaos back home. So
Yeah.
how is it possible? Like, how can they continue working? And but what can they do even? So
which
And
also
they were even able to go back. Like most
Yeah.
of them, like the company start like getting their contracts. Like they didn't have vacation. They had to stay because they weren't able to go back to their countries.
Yeah,
I know
mean,
I have a lot of friends. I have a lot of friends that they had to stay on the ship
but
because
even if
not
they
even the planes. They weren't able to have to fly back
oh,
home.
yeah.
wow.
I had a friend.
They can't enter as well. I mean, it's a war zone, right? So what can they do?
I had a roommate. She was from Ukraine as well. Uliana was, well, it's her name. She's a classical guitar player. She used to play by herself. Very nice, very nice. Her mom passed not because of bomb crashing or anything. But cuéntame, mi amorcita.
He wants to say something. Your cat.
Yeah. She's very talkative. And her mom passed not even because of a bomb or whatever. She passed because she had a panic attack. She used to have a heart issues, and she watched the news and she had a stroke.
Man,
And my friend wasn't able to go back.
Oh wow, that's really
Not even to the funeral.
horrible.
Not even to be with their family.
Wow.
And she was my roommate, so she used to we like sleep in the same. I used to hear her cry.
Right.
Oh man.
That was honestly that was very tough to live.
That's so intense. I can imagine. I mean, I can't imagine, but wow.
Yeah, I mean, like
especially having to work through that.
This story is important because it's like it's not just the war that causes issues. It's like you. I mean, like the mom, she's like in retirement age or something, and it's time for more peaceful life.
Yes.
But in fact, it's just crazier, and there's no peace, and that's exactly how she couldn't deal with it. The body got a stroke.
Yeah. Uliana was very affected. I tried to be like, I tried to take that experience as okay. I think I will believe I thank God I live in a country where there is no active, like a war like that.
Yeah.
We have other issues, of course. Of course, we have many other issues, but it's not like that, right? So at least I was like, I need to be at least very supportive. So I always try. She even her father was on Ukraine, and her father was a guitar player and a teacher. So I remember I bought a guitar on Tampa. So I was traveling with a new guitar, and I started to learning, right? Because of course you have a lot of free time on the ship as well as a musician, not as another department. As a musician, you have a bit more of free time. And I was learning, and she was like, "Would you like my father to give you some classes? I will help you." And so we used to have video calls, and her father was telling me, "No, do this and do this and do this." Like I was having, like her father was happy to be talking with her, of course, but they want to have like their minds away from what was happening, right? So for me, that was a very deep and a very moving experience as well. Like her father was in Ukraine and he was giving me guitar lessons, right? So it was very beautiful. It was very beautiful, like, but yeah, very impacting, very intense.
So basically, you had a very close, intimate experience with the whole situation with Ukraine and Russia because you were so close to a whole bunch of
Ukrainians.
Your roommate.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you kind of like had a second-hand experience, you know, of the tragedy, you know, through them, you know.
Yeah.
Updates on what's happening.
And wow, that was really intense. I mean, not just for her, but also for you and for people who need to work, you know, while these things are kind of happening.
Yeah, exactly, because of the thing that we were talking at the beginning, right? You are working, and you need to have a happy face, like I'm always enjoying life, right? That's the job. To be always cheerful, to be always harmonious, right? But they were going through a lot of shit, I would say, right? And not only that, my last contract, my grandfather passed.
Oh,
sorry to hear that.
2 weeks. 2 weeks before I was finishing. So they usually give you, like when something like this happen, they send you back for a few days, and then you go back. Like they do have
leave. They give you leave.
Yeah, exactly. But in my case, it wasn't worth it because I was ending contract
already
in a week and a half or something. So there was no, it wasn't possible. So yeah, my grandfather passed, and I wasn't able to spend time with my family. I wasn't able to go to the funeral. I wasn't able to be more close to my family, right? So that made me took some other decisions as well, right? Because you live in the ship, you live in a very controlled environment.
Right.
You don't have to think about the food. You don't have to think about cooking. You don't have to think about where are you gonna stay. You don't have to drive anywhere. Like the place, it's a very controlled environment and a very comfortable in some ways, right? That's what keep people there, I get sometimes. Like you are receiving your salary, and it's a very comfortable thing. But there are a lot of losers as well. You are not close to your family. You lose contact with job, like you lose even network,
Yeah,
in
yeah.
your own
You
country,
were
right?
Right.
back in
So
Mexico.
they kept you. They take. I will say they take a bit of your freedom
Yeah.
in many ways. In many ways, it's a nice experience. I wouldn't say it. I mean, I travel Europe, and I'm very grateful about it. And I was able to save money. So then I come back and I bought stuff for my studio, and I was able to pay some other
Mm.
stuff. Like I invest in my projects and in my studies, and I was able to feel a bit more safe in many ways.
Yeah.
It's like I I don't know if that's the way they say in English, but I capitalize myself. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you
You.
definitely can do a lot of savings while you're working
yeah.
there, right? I mean, they provide the food, the lodgings, and then you just get paid. You can save your money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, and maybe you can tell us a bit about that, like how you actually, turn this thing into an advantage for yourself. Like as an artist, you've performing all the time in many shows. For each contract, I'm assuming, right? How do you feel it has kind of improved your skill, maybe, or your sensitivity as an artist, or what do
Yeah.
you think has changed?
Yeah, I will say that artistically, it was a very nice experiences. I learned a lot. I met a lot of nice artists of many places, many countries around. So I happened to see how different cultures were singing or dancing the different styles, right? And even having friends from the cast as well. They were very like from the musical theater environment.
Mm.
So they gave me a lot of tips. I used to dance with them as well. I started feeling much more confident about myself because, of course, before going out from Mexico, I was like, you're always thinking like, am I good enough? Am I going to be fit for this? Because in
Right.
my case, I've been always learning from in the freeway, right? I've never been like so in a very scholar like structure learning stuff, and I know many people there have very like a lot of academies and schools background. So I've been always on the freeway. So I was like,
Right, right, right.
am I good enough? Am I going to be like this and like this? And all of these
Mm.
people were very nice to me, very nice, very outspoken, always telling me, no, Pamela, you're very talented. You should do audition for this. You should try to do this. So I came back very,
Yeah, he definitely
I,
wants to say something.
yeah, I came back
So
very,
uh-huh.
very confident about myself.
Confident in yourself, right, right.
And I was able to save money. I was able to save money and to came back and buy more stuff that I needed for my apartment and help my family with other things, and to actually start using like not living day a day, right? Like being
Mm.
able to decide which jobs I was going to take, which jobs I
Right.
wouldn't take. Like that helped a lot for me, I will say. That gave
Mm.
me to like more information for my CV. So in
Mm.
many places, it's like, oh, she works on cruise ship, so you have this repertoire, you speak good English, right? Like all of these things were very they helped me a lot.
Beneficial,
They
right.
nurture me a lot, I would say.
Right.
Mi amorcita.
So, like, because we have only a few minutes left,
Yeah,
I think, like, it would be very nice to find out, like, what did you bring back with you from the cruise ship, like things that you have learned and grown.
yeah. I will say I was closer and I was more intimate to understand the love languages of different cultures.
The love language,
Like yeah, like to understand that we
how
can
people
be very
communicate.
different. Yeah, exactly. We can be very different in many ways, but there is always a point where you see, yes, we are humanity. We are all the same in this particular thing. We all need love. We all need to be feel that we care for. We all need to be to have people that support us. We all need I will say that, right? It's not that I
Mhm.
didn't No, before, of course. I mean, but I had it as a theory, right? But after having that experiences, I understand way better, like deeper, the need for the humanity, like the survival skills of each culture, right? And a very nice thing that I will say as well, I came back very patriotic.
Oh, really?
Like I was like, I used to believe, because we, as in Latin cultures, we have been indoctrinated with believing that European stuff and gringo stuff were better than us, right? Because we are always like, no, we are. And when I came back, I was like, no, my country, Mexico, it's very nice with this. I was missing a lot, like the warming, the warm environment that I have here, right? That was my first thing. For example, in Europe, people, it's like the people that attend you, the waiters, like they can be very cold, right? And I was like, no, I miss my abuelita on the corner, right? So I came back feeling very proud of my country.
Yeah, and I totally get it. Yeah.
I will say that I came back very patriotic. I came back feeling like, no, Mexico, it's very nice. I will not talk shit about my country. Like it's
beautiful. That's beautiful. It's almost sometimes like an extension, like it's not just your country, right? It's almost like you love yourself more, right? You're more.
Yeah.
You know who you are, right?
It's who you are,
and what you like about yourself. They I mean, we have met so many Mexican friends who have left and they just want to return to Mexico because of this warmth thing. I think it's something so beautiful about Mexico, and like all the foreigners, when they come here, they are changed by it, and they love it. And and honestly, putting this energy in the whole world is just something to be shared. No, Mexico can share that.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah. But we just need to be more confident about ourselves. That's the thing. We just need to be more proud about our heritage, right? And that thing, I was like, no, I understand that. I was very, very happy. We usually, Latins, we are the ones like, no, my country do this, and I have tortillas, and I have chili, and I will share you this, and I will give you this, and my family does this. Like we are. I do perceive that as well from other Latin cultures, right?
Yeah.
We're always like, no, but in my country we do this, and blah 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 blah. And we dance this, and we dance salsa, but we have reggaeton. So I will teach you to twerk, like stuff like that, right? Which is fun, because the other people, usually Croatians, European, Ukrainians, Russians, they were very curious. Very curious, very judgmental at the beginning, like, but then they were like, okay, go with the flow, right?
Right.
Yeah, it's this is the whole mix of the experience that you have. I mean, like the coldness, you get to learn, like to be more assertive, to demand for what you want, because you know where your boundaries are. Like, and then when you're too warm, sometimes you go too far and you don't know where your boundaries are. So I mean, it's so great to just like get into the mix of all the different cultures and learn different things. Right?
Yes, that's a beautiful thing, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah,
So,
it's a very
thank you so
enlightening
much,
experience. Honestly,
Right?
thank you so much. Thank you so much for inviting
Thank you,
me.
Pamela. Very nice.
Yeah, it
talking
was
to
very
you.
fun.
Yep.
We have reached the end of the show. So we are here with Pamela Delgado. I'm Celestine Angel.
I'm Isaac Rakesh.
And we are on ADR Networks, that
Activating.
foreign show. Activating your senses.
Your senses. Peace.
Okay.
Hope to see you
Talk to you
soon,
soon.
guys.
Catch you soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you to all who joined us here on That Foreign Show. It's been awesome. I'm Celestine Angel.
And I'm Isaac Crouch, and we'll see you next Friday. Have a great weekend, y'all.